Hi, this is Jason Palmisano, founder and CEO of Trinity Fitness, coming to you with this new leadership series. I'm excited about it, where I'm going to address a different leadership topic in 5 minutes or less. We'll have fun with it and see how long the series lasts. In this particular video, we're going to talk about 3 moments of joy and really practicing joy. I think every great leader practices joy in their life and spreads that joy to those that are around them. I got this idea from a book that I'll recommend to you. I read it a couple of years ago, at least a couple years ago, and it's called The Ultimate Gift by Jim Stovall. Well worth the read. It's a fictional book, very quick read. One of the main characters in there is Red Stevens, multi-billionaire. He passes away, and of course his relatives, their talons come out, their fangs come out, ready to sink their teeth into the inheritance. Sure enough, sitting around the attorney's table, they're in line waiting to get their inheritance, and they each get a small piece until they get to the last person, the nephew, Jason Stevens. And he's in line to get the lion's share, and I won't give the book away, but he has to embark on a 12-month journey in which his life radically changes. And if he successfully makes it through each of the months to the end of the year, then he gets the lion's share. And it's in chapter 12, called The Gift of Gratitude, that I wanted to pass on to you. As a matter of fact, this is where I get 3 moments of joy. And I want to whet your appetite just a little bit for this book by reading you a quote. It says, "In those times when we yearn to have more in our lives, we should dwell on the things we already have. In doing so, we will often find that our lives are already full to overflowing." Isn't that true? But we miss it because we miss the small moments to reflect on the things that we already have. And the chapter goes on to say, have a legacy of, I believe it calls the golden list, the legacy of the golden list. And that is every morning, list out mentally 10 things that you're thankful for. And that's where I get practicing joy. And it's 3 moments of joy that, as one leader to another, that I want to encourage you at the end of every day. Take a moment to reflect on your day and list, even journal, what 3 moments of joy were in your day. And if we don't do that, oftentimes we miss those moments of joy. And sometimes we'll think, man, today was a horrible day. It was terrible. Nothing went right. And we're in a bad mood. And that gets passed on to our family oftentimes, sitting around the dinner table, and we're just not in a good mood. But if we would take a moment, I promise you, as a leader, and reflect and record 3 moments of joy, you will always find at least 3 things that you can be joyful about. It's great conversation to have with your spouse. It's a great exercise and practice to do with your kids as well around the dinner table, to hear their hearts and to see and hear the things that they are thankful for and joyful about, and for them to hear those joyful moments in your life as well. So I highly recommend journaling that, because it's always fun to go back and look at your journal as well. And so I'm going to do that with you right now. We just turned the calendar page to 2019. One of my favorite things to do right before the new year hits is to go back and review old journals. And I did that. September 28th, 2017, I looked at 3 moments of joy. And one of them was my first one was hugging Mike for the first time. Well, Mike is my oldest son. At this point, he had graduated high school and went to boot camp in the Army. And there was 12 weeks where we couldn't see him and hardly spoke to him. And on September 28th was his graduation. My wife and I flew out to Oklahoma, and I hugged him for the first time on September 28th, and that brought great joy. Second on the list was grocery shopping, which normally would not be on that list, but Mike and one of his boot camp buddies said, "Can you please take us grocery shopping? We just want to shop for whatever food we want and just eat it." And so you can imagine that was incredibly fun as well. And then thirdly was another son of mine named Josh. Watching him and Mike FaceTime for the first time after that boot camp brought great joy. Don't worry about if you miss a day or 2 or 3 on journaling or listing the things that you're joyful about. Get right back on it and do it as many days a week as you can. I promise you, practicing joy will make a great difference in your leadership. God bless.